Financial advice on TikTok confuses me. The vast majority of TikTok users are between the ages of 13 and 19, and only 2 of those ages could you really even have a brokerage or be on your own financially that much. And even then, it's not like you're Warren Buffett, and the legendary investor Warren Buffett. You're maybe Warren Light Snack at that point. You're not making big moves here, right? It confuses me who this is for, because it seems like a third of all financial TikTok content is just strangling and berating you to buy investment properties, and another third is acting out scenarios that don't happen, and then it's the rest of it it's all just useless. That's why I don't. It's who is this for? Are 13-year-olds watching this and being yeah, I do need to have an investment portfolio? No, you don't. And even then, you're not going to figure it out by watching TikToks. Let's just get we'll get into it. You'll see what I mean.
How are you still broke in 2022? It makes no sense. We literally live in the golden age of opportunity, and you're still a brokey. I'm over here teaching 15-year-olds how to make over $25,000 a week, and I've made over 7 figures at 18 years old. So stop being lazy.
Holy cow, dude. He starts that right off the bat. That is so derogatory and just riddled with red flags. There's so many red flags in here about just how you know that you should not be taking financial advice from this kid. He looks like a kid. He might not be a kid, but he looks like a kid. First of all, don't trust any TikTok where they have something going on and then something just to keep your attention in the other half of the video frame. If the subject matter is not interesting enough to command your attention on its own, and they have to put in Trackmania footage in the bottom half like this, I think you can safely say, no, I don't need this. Measuring income per week, that screams MLM to me. Whatever this is, maybe that's how he's getting 2,500 figures a week. Is he's stop being lazy? How are you still broke? All you have to do is sign up with my code at Amway.com. It's just a pyramid scheme. 15-year-olds. What 15-year-old is making $25,000 a week? Shoot, I'm curious now to see who this guy is. All of his videos have Trackmania footage. All of them.
It is time to get rich, and I don't want to hear any excuses saying that you're sad or that you're not motivated, because unless something horrible happened to you, you have no excuse. Stop whining and being upset right now. Don't worry, you're gonna have a chance to be upset later, but right now, it's time to act, because if you keep waiting, this opportunity will go away, and trust me, you will regret it.
Okay, this is another problem. This goes beyond, fin talk though. This is a problem with just business and motivation accounts in general. The advice is so general and so ambiguous that it's not helpful. I used to love Gary Vee, right? When I was 18, 19, I subscribed to his videos and he'd be like, you need to work hard. And I'd be like, yeah. But it doesn't take very long of actually trying to, focus on what he's saying to realize that he's not saying anything at all. He's like, you need to work hard. Opportunity is there. Where? I'm looking for it. What should I be doing? At the end of the day, you got to do something. You can't just be so motivated that you make money. There are all these accounts that do that, and they prey off of he can't be too specific, because if he starts giving specific advice about something, then he loses people because they don't actually care about the advice. You know what I mean? He needs to keep it as general and as broad as possible. And this is because this is not just Gary Vee. This is everybody that does business, media. It all kind of sucks for that same reason. Is because it's boring. It gets boring to watch. Cause you got to work hard. You got to love what you do. If you love what you, it's doing what though? How do I start? What do I do? You know what I mean? There's no indication. You have to be doing something to make money. So I just took a 30-minute break to go look for some TikToks, and I was getting just dejectedly bored. I had to go get another Cold Boy, speaking of which. There we go. Again, I raised the question, who is this for? And I found, finally, a bad TikTok that perfectly exemplifies, is that a word? The question, who is this for? Okay, here's this one.
Can I borrow $100? I'll pay you back in a month. Wait, can I also get that too? Sure, here's $100 for both of you.
1 month later.
I can't pay that $100 back just yet. I'm gonna miss this payment. Here's my payment. Thanks. To the man in the hat, we're gonna lower your credit score since you missed a payment.
1 year later.
I'd like to buy a house. Can you tell me what my monthly payment's going to be on a 30-year mortgage? $25.50 a month, which includes interest. I'd like that same mortgage. How much for me? $21.47 a month. Whoa. Why is his payment so much lower? That man over there is a trusted borrower because he returns his payments on time, so I don't have to charge him as much in interest.
Is it a mind-blowing concept that returning your money late is going to lower your credit score? You know, if you borrow money and you return it late, like, of course it's going to lower your credit score. What do you think a credit score? But here's the thing. What adult doesn't know that? But it's phrased in like this friendly, like accessible sort of like, it's like a scenario, like he's acting out different roles to make it easier to understand, which makes me wonder, who is this for? And I get that teenagers might not, understand credit score. Maybe, sure. I'm sure there's plenty of teenagers that don't get that part specifically. But this thing is staged like it's made for like children, like young kids. So you may watch that and you think, okay, well, you're just kind of being mean. Like it's obviously made for kids. But it's not. All of the people in the comments are like, yeah, I understand so much now. Oh, finally, it makes sense. If I'm a delinquent with my borrowing, there's ramifications. Finally, it's like, it's adults in these comments. Wait, I get it now. That's what one of these says. That can't be that hard to understand. Okay, anyway, maybe I'm just going too hard into this one random TikTok. But it's and it'd be different if this was like financial education for kids, which seems like kind of what it should be, but it's not. And even if you go, I was trying to search hashtag stocks on TikTok, and they banned like searching for relevancy or for most liked or for searching within dates on that. They only show you what TikTok wants to show you for hashtag stocks. And I also love, here's my favorite thing that I just absolutely hate about finance media in general. I can't stand hearing people say, this is not financial advice. It is financial advice, okay? And people that are not in a position to give financial advice cannot be held accountable for giving bad financial advice. If you have a headache and your friend says, well, try smashing your head against a rock, and you do it, you can't sue your friend because your friend does not have a legal obligation to your medical best interest.
What is the best financial advice you've ever received?
Invest in assets, not liabilities.
What is the worst financial advice you've ever received?
How do you invest? Okay, I'm sorry. How do you invest in a liability? I hear that all the time. Invest in assets, not liability. What is a liability that you can invest in? Because a depreciating asset is still an asset. Here we go. These 12 sentences will teach you more about personal finance than an $80,000 business degree. Okay, maybe here's a better way to phrase what my problem is with these videos. These are all framed as if they're going to be this, like, as if it's advice that you need. But it's like, do you really need somebody to tell you to pay off debt? Like, do you really need somebody to come in and say, hey, I've got this advice for you. I'm gonna revitalize your financial health. You know what I mean? And their advice is, don't invest in liabilities and pay off debt. Like, of course. Everything here is either self-explanatory. I feel like the credit score thing is pretty self-explanatory too. I don't know. I'm not trying to shame people. Obviously, people come from like different financial backgrounds and, varying levels of parental teaching for financial literacy. But it's like, there are some of these things. It's like, this goes beyond not knowing a financial concept. This is like, how did you survive? Ooh, I'm excited for this one. Things rich people won't tell you, so I will.
Things rich people won't tell you, so I will. 1.
You won't get rich on salary alone.
2.
Inflation steals your wealth, so invest.
3.
This is a big one. Buy assets, not liabilities.
4.
Never spend more than you make.
5.
This is really important. Pay yourself first, always.
6.
Compounding interest is the ultimate key.
See, this one's almost better, but it's still they're just platitudes. It's buy assets, not liabilities. What does that mean? What is a liability that you can buy? Are you paying for other people's debt? Are you buying other people's credit cards with balances already on them? What liabilities are you buying? I can't wait for everybody in the comments to tell me what I'm not thinking about. It's very obvious what that means. Inflation steals your wealth, so invest. Yeah, we'll give her that one. Definitely. Never spend more than you make. Pay yourself. Okay. Pay yourself first always. In what context? That is such a broad thing to say that means absolutely nothing on its own. Okay, I can't take much more of this. I can feel my brain rotting. Here's an interesting conclusion, though. Actually, it's not interesting. It's just a conclusion. I was thinking that the majority of this content was bad advice, like advice that you shouldn't follow. But now I'm under the opinion that it's bad advice. It's bad advice. It's advice that you couldn't even follow because it makes no sense. Stop spending more than you make. Stop spending more than you make. That's not financial advice. Well, okay, it is. But if I need to explain to you that if you want money, you have to spend less than you make, if I have to explain that to you for you to understand finances, I can't help you. You know what I mean? That is too simple. If I have to explain that to you, I'm not dealing with it. But the thing is, these people, they go on TikTok and they say you need to spend less money than you make, and everybody in the comments is like, "Oh my gosh, revolutionary!" And then the video gets 700,000 likes. It's like, who is watching that and being like, "This changed my life"? I now know that to have money, I need to not throw it away. That is life-changing advice. Anyway, if you're watching this video, there's a 98.7% chance that you're not subscribed to me, so just go ahead and do that. I may or may not start making videos more often. This was my attempt to get back into it. But anyway, we may or may not see this channel make a comeback. I want to make more finance content. I spent forever trying to figure out what do I do with this channel, because this channel was the channel that I used like growing up. And then at some point I kind of started turning it into finance stuff. But then it was too broad, and then it was too niche, and now it's nothing at all. So we'll figure it out. I think best case scenario, I just make a ton of videos about whatever I feel like. And then, we'll figure out by the metrics which ones people like the best. The reason I started with this one is because I had a feeling that just by using the word TikTok in the title, that the YouTube, magic would sprinkle a little bit of blessing on me. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thank you. If you have been subscribed to my channel for the past, I haven't made a video in 2 years, so if you're subscribed, you've probably been subscribed for a while. So thank you for sticking with me through that. And if you're just now here, I would say buckle up, but it's probably not going to be that impressive. So maybe stick around, maybe don't. We'll play it by ear. We'll figure it out.